Before the earth was made, wisdom stood tall, knowing every step through the rise and the fall. In the pages of Proverbs, secrets unfold, revealing a treasure more precious than gold. Get wise, open your eyes, read a chapter every day. You'll realize, guided by wisdom, let preparedness rise. Get wise, it's no surprise, a proverb a day will bring wisdom your way. Get wise. Takes wisdom to get paid, to walk the right way, to make the right choices every single day. From the dawn of creation to the hustle and grind, Proverbs light the path for a clear state of mind. Get wise, open your eyes, read a chapter every day. You'll realize, guided by wisdom, let preparedness arise. Get wise, it's no surprise, a proverb a day will bring wisdom your way. Get wise, a proverb a day will bring wisdom your way.
Well, good morning, everyone. Or if you're watching this after the fact, maybe good afternoon. Who knows? But nonetheless, good to be with you here today. We're going to be reading through Proverbs 7, and it's Proverbs 7. You'll see in a minute. In any case, thought I'd give just the moment of prayer this morning, and we'll get on with it. So, yeah. Father God, thank you so much for all the blessings you've given us through the seasons and the changes and through all of the somewhat predictable nature of the way the world works. This is all because it was guided by wisdom from the very beginning, and we give you thanks for that. And we do ask today that you would protect our hearts, that you would forgive any sins that we have that are not yet confessed, whether they're known or unknown, that we would be able to move past that and live in your forgiveness, and just take this moment to recognize that we have things that we can change in our lives, and that you want us to do that, and you have the wisdom to guide us. And so we do ask that you would bring that to our hearts this morning and our understanding. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Awesome. Well, my apologies. Wow, thing stuck in my eye there. Let's jump into this, shall we? Proverbs 7, always such a joy. Actually, I forgot to upload a song. I wonder if I can do that in the background here while I'm doing stuff. There was a it'll be end of broadcast. I completely forgot to do this last time, to actually show what I'd created, but there was a creation that came out of this proverb. But anyway, there's a lot of that going on lately, isn't there? In the New Revised Standard Version, Updated Edition, Proverbs 7, my child, keep my words, store my commandments within you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teachings as the apple of your eye. Or little man of your eye? Huh. That's strange. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. call insight your intimate friend, that they may keep you from the loose woman or the strange woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words, or alien woman. We've had that discussion earlier. For at the window of my house I looked through the lattice, and I saw among the simple ones, I observed among the youths a young man without sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight, in the evening, the time of night and darkness. Then a woman comes towards him, decked out like a prostitute, with hidden intent. She is loud and wayward. Her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, in every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him, and with an impudent face says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have decked my couch with coverings, colored spreads of Egyptian linen. I perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home, and he's gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. He will not come home until full moon. With such seductive speech, she persuades him. With her smooth talk, she compels him. Right away, he follows her and goes like an ox to the slaughter, or bounds like a stag towards the trap, snare, until an arrow pierces its entrails. He's like a bird rushing into a snare, not knowing that it'll cost him his life. And now, my children, listen to me. Be attentive to the words of my mouth. Do not let your hearts turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. Many are those she has laid low. Numerous are her victims. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death. There's a lot that goes into this, I think. In terms of, we have the, pardon me, I don't have my water here with me. That's a big prepping mistake on my part. But we have a few things that are obvious and then less obvious. The obvious is the calling to a young man who's, got the hormone thing going on, to beware of these temptations. We see that this is someone who is loud and wayward, not loyal. She's looking around for someone that's the right the right victim. Now, again, this is not to say that necessarily that's like her, evil born intent. This is just, kind of like a rebellious state kind of a thing. But it is like that thrill-seeking kind of a thing where she is looking for someone to do this with, and tries to justify herself by saying, I had to offer sacrifices today. I've had my vows. And so she's saying that she's basically, lying to him and saying that this is okay because like she's not married anymore kind of thing. It's not true. In fact, later on, she says that her husband's not at home. It's like, wait a minute. What's going on here? So, but the intent here is to find a young man who is to be taken in by this, not just from a kind of a sexual kind of desire here, but there's some other layers to it, and that's kind of what I wanted to see, or what I want us to see out of this today, is that there are layers here of not just the act. There is further bits of rebellion here that are, there's a seduction going on here, and wouldn't just her be enough? And she's stepping it up, and you have to ask why. And it is a further act of rebellion to degrade her home like this, right? So it is one of those. Who knows what the motivation is here? And in fact, it doesn't matter. Um, the reality is that she's trying to uh, make this young man fully aware that he is doing something very, very bad, and to do it anyway. And that is, I think, society today. There are parallels. I mean, obviously, there are these, seductions that are going on in this kind of thing today. It's not gone away. I mean, you still have an entire uh, kind of a, I guess I could say a culture. It's not really a culture. It's more like um, a type of woman that this would describe. Um, that yeah, it always is funny to me. This is like a visual of someone looking down and seeing this observation, and there's this phenomenon, and I guess maybe this is just a Gen X thing. I don't know, but we like to do people watching. We just watch people and just kind of laugh at their behavior, really. But in one occasion in my life, we were watching basically what we. This is awful, I know, but there's a title of a cougar, and a woman that is in advancing years and is looking for escapades with a younger man, and you get the impression that they're not always single, and so this is something that I've watched this sort of thing play out in real life, and just in utter just shock that it would ever work. But it wasn't as simple as just the thing. It was the kind of the thrill of it, I guess, or whatever. And so the the things that you're seeing here are well beyond just uh, the act. It's to the nature of the person and what's going on in their lives. And I think the thing I'm bothered about is how we have a culture that is attempting to downplay this as it's not a big deal. And I'm not just talking from a adultery standpoint. I'm also talking about a lot of other things this kind of represents. A lot of people have made the argument, and I think it's a good argument, that this is not just about adultery. This is about us as believers, and how we view God. And we see in the following chapters that there's some notions of the alternative to this is wisdom, who calls out in much similar ways, and there's a difference there. We'll get into that, but the the thing we need to recognize here is that we are tempted by society. We are tempted by modern culture, by the movies, television, music. All these kind of things are seem to have like a push or an agenda. Uh, and that actually has become more and more obvious in recent years. Um, and yeah, to whatever end, trying to push an agenda through our entertainment is becoming very frustrating, um, especially for a lot of us that just want entertainment for entertainment's sake, not to be preached at. Um, I do enough preaching at you, right? But sorry, I couldn't resist. But the point is that we have a lot of these things that in our society that are trying to um, seduce us away from the way of God's wisdom and the way that God would like us to live, not because it's like um, a salvation issue, but because it is literally a better way to live. These are words of life here. And you can see the contrast here that this is a way to death, right? It's not sugar coated here. It's don't be like this idiot boy. This is very much the message here. Um, so yeah, so that's that. I think yeah, I think I've got a little time. Let's do a little cross reference here. And I think today I wanted to cross reference the Good News translation. I seem to remember that was kind of uh, interesting to read as a story here as well. But um, so 21 there, tempted him with her charms and gave into her smooth talk. Similar, yeah. Seductive speech, she persuades him with her smooth talk. She compels him, but yeah. There's another part here. 25. Don't let such a woman and win your heart. Don't go wandering after her. But it said it differently over here, didn't it? Yeah. Do not let your hearts turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. So it's, again, it's not the act. It's the way of thinking, the way of being. That is just not for us. Yeah. Yeah. It's it's just yeah. It's kind of like I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I guess that's the way this goes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a moment and see if I can actually get this uploaded fast enough to do this. But I had, and this is probably not going to be a lot of people's cup of tea, and that's absolutely fine. But I wanted to have it compose a song based on this, but I chose to use a different style. Let me make sure I have this actually downloaded. I don't know that I did. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might not have. No, I didn't. All right, so plan B. Go get it. And so I'm trying to find the prompt that I gave it. It was one of those, when it comes to this kind of stuff you're doing with like just telling it to compose a song like I've been doing. It is you kind of go back and see what you did. Wow. I've been doing a lot of these. So I'm scrolling through right now and trying to find the one. Yeah, okay. So if I can, I apologize. I'm totally messing this up here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think what I might have done is actually used a different process here. So, but nonetheless, if I were to do this, and replace it with this. And so I had it had it compose based on Proverbs 7, kind of a words of warning. Like I said, this is the style of music is probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I found it kind of hilarious and an appropriate use of this kind of metal.
live and thrive. Guard my teachings, keep them alive. Bind them on fingers, write on heart. Wisdom and insight never depart.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just so ridiculous. But it's just, I'm thinking of making a hardcore metal song that is totally like the chorus was, in the house of twilight paths are slain, lustful whispers bring no gain, foolish hearts led to chains, endless torment, endless pain. I was like, that is kind of what it's saying. But, oh goodness, I cracked myself up. Anyway, in any case, we should go on with our time here. So I do appreciate you being with me here today, and I will see you again tomorrow. There'll be a pre-recorded kind of a thing for tomorrow, since it's my church day for me. So our normal scheduled time happens when I'm at church. So I just pre-record them. Actually, I think the next 3 episodes will all be pre-recorded technically, because of some conflicts at the time for me to that I won't be able to be live. And so, yeah, it's a little awkward, but it works. It's all about getting the readings in. So I do hope that you join me for those virtually, and I will look for your comments after the fact and all of that. But I appreciate you being with me here and sharing it. And again, all this month I am, asking people in lieu of gifts to me for birthday or Christmas or whatever, to consider donating to Hair We Share. They do they take hair like mine that's been cut off and make it into wigs for those that are have lost their hair, to restore their dignity for medical department procedures and that sort of thing, especially for children. So it's a big portion of their focus is for children. So yeah, you can go to rootfunding.com/campaigns/Deej Hair, DEEJ Hair 24 to donate to that. And I appreciate it. And I will see you next time right here. So see you. Be blessed by the best and be blessed in all the rest. Love you guys.